We are tracking strong and even a few severe thunderstorms out there this evening, and we've got more rounds of rain coming. I'll have the latest track on it.
A man charged with murder in one of this month's shootings in Lexington listened in court today as detectives outlined their evidence against him. There will soon be a new place to work out in Lexington. We'll take you to the groundbreaking of the new YMCA.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 4:30.
Good afternoon, Jennifer Palumbo and Sam Dick reporting. Tropical Storm Bill will bring heavy rain to the bluegrass this weekend.
In fact, there's some severe storm warnings out right now, particularly specifically in the eastern part of the state. Let's check in with meteorologist Jim Caldwell for the very latest on that. Jim?
Yeah, it's been a pretty active day out there, guys. We had a few right around us in central Kentucky a little bit earlier as far as heavy rain, good solid thunderstorms were concerned. Now they progressed out of our area, but more could be coming. Here's what we have out there on Kentucky's most powerful live Doppler. That's Defender. Active warnings to our west. Now, by the way, now showing up with a new warning right along Interstate 65. We'll check on that in a moment, but we look to our immediate area. The folks out in Magoffin County, severe thunderstorm warning up until 5 o'clock for Breathitt, Floyd, and Magoffin counties through that area. That one cluster that we were tracking a little while ago, still holding on. Plenty of lightning and strong winds going to be the primary culprit out of that one. We'll be tracking it all the way through the rest of the evening. Here's what it looks in motion as we put the radar all together for you, throw the satellite on there as well. This next area, as it continues to push forward, likely gets into central Kentucky a little bit later on this evening, maybe into the first part of the nighttime period as well. That also producing some stronger thunderstorms. That's something we're going to have to watch because there's all kinds of energy to feed it right out in front of it. Not a lot happening in that zone earlier, so that should hold on to those thunderstorms. For those of you not seeing rain, it's about the heat. We've got some upper 80s, low 90s showing up. Factor in the humidity, and it just gets downright unbelievable. Heat indices here in Lexington, the heat index 97. That's what it feels like because of that rain not impacting us directly in the past little bit. We'll continue to track the heat, humidity, and showers and storms. I'll have the latest for you coming up in just a few minutes.
Jim, thank you. It looks like wind is to blame for damage in downtown Nicholasville. Jessamine County Emergency Management says wind caused structural damage to the speedway on Main Street. They also say several trees are down as well as power outages in that area. The murder case against a Lexington man is moving forward. Jermaine Anderson is accused of gunning down Montez Graves on Whitney Avenue June 7th.
Police testified in court this morning about what happened after the shooting. WKYT's Hillary Thornton has the latest from the courtroom in our top story at 4:30.
Detectives here this morning described what they believe Jermaine Anderson did in the moments following that deadly shooting, giving them the evidence needed to charge Anderson with murder in the shooting death of Montez Graves. Police say earlier this month, 31-year-old Montez Graves and his brother Freddie Spillman were shot on Whitney Avenue, killing Graves and injuring Spillman. Today, a detective working that case explained that right after the shooting, a 911 caller said they saw a man get out of the suspect vehicle and take off towards the cemetery near Ash Street. Investigators say once officers got to that location, they saw a man matching the description given by the caller. When officers tried to stop that man, identified as 21-year-old Jermaine Anderson, they say he took off running through the cemetery.
Observed the subject throw an item down to the ground. Shortly thereafter, he was apprehended and taken into custody. The officers located the item, which was a 9mm semi-automatic handgun.
During his first interview, investigators say Anderson told them he was in the suspect car, but did not fire the shots. He was initially booked on drug charges and fleeing and evading. However, a few days later, when ballistics on the gun he threw down, shell casings from the scene, and a slug removed from Graves all matched up, giving police evidence needed to charge him with murder and first-degree assault. This case will now move on to a grand jury. Anderson remains in jail without bond. In Lexington, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
Just hours later, the uncle of Montez Graves was shot to death on Charles Avenue. At today's hearing, detectives said they do not believe there's any connection to that shooting. Surveillance photos have helped bring a quick end to the manhunt for the suspect in last night's killings at a church in Charleston, South Carolina.
A driver today spotted the car driven by Dylan Roof in North Carolina and alerted authorities. Police arrested the 21-year-old without resistance. Authorities say he killed 9 people last night at a prayer meeting inside the historic Black church. The Justice Department has begun a hate crime investigation. We're also getting some local reaction to that massacre in South Carolina. Reverend Robert Blythe, the pastor of First Baptist Church on Francis Street in Richmond, is also the NAACP president of the Richmond chapter. The shooting hit close to home for him because his church had just wrapped up their own Bible study at the time of the killings.
To know that someone came in and actually committed murder, and this number of murders and injuries is just, it's overwhelming.
A community prayer vigil will be held for the victims of the Charleston shooting tonight at St. Paul's African Methodist Episcopal on Upper Street in Lexington tonight at 7. We'll have more on that vigil coming up on WKYT News at 5 and 6 o'clock.
A troubling story out of South Central Kentucky. Police say a 9-year-old called 911 after finding her mother dead. The Metcalfe County Sheriff says the girl heard her parents arguing before she went to bed. And when she woke up, she said her father was bleeding and she couldn't wake up her mom. The Glasgow Daily Times reports 44-year-old Jessica Tiller was pronounced dead at the scene. 48-year-old Daniel Tiller was flown to a hospital. He had a gunshot wound to the head. The Department of Fish and Wildlife is investigating after a missing mother was found dead in a Kentucky river. 24-year-old Nina Parker had been missing since Saturday. Her body was found yesterday in the Cumberland River at the Whitley-McCreary County line. We're told the Owensboro woman was swimming with her boyfriend and 2-year-old son when she went under the water.
An update to a story we first brought you as breaking news yesterday at 4 o'clock. Investigators have identified the man killed in a Montgomery County crash. 2 other people were hurt when police say a truck crossed the center line on Highway 11 and hit a car head-on. The coroner says the driver of that car, 87-year-old Earl Manley of Nicholas County, died at the scene. The sheriff says there was no way for Manley to avoid the crash. 2 people in the truck were hurt, but we do not know how they're doing this afternoon. At Hamburg, they broke ground today on a new Y.
It's 10 years in the making and will feature some state-of-the-art features. Rebecca Smith reports it's a welcome addition for people who live and work in the area.
We are on Old Rosebud in the Hamburg area of Lexington, pretty much between Hamburg Farms and the Tuscany subdivision. Let me give you an exact look at the spot where this new YMCA will be located, right here on what's pretty much right now just a mound of dirt and some construction equipment. The spot will look totally different when the new Y opens a 58,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility. It'll include an aquatic center, an outdoor spray ground, and multiple gyms and exercise rooms. The groundbreaking today brought out not just local dignitaries, but also folks in the neighborhood who'll benefit.
So I've got a young daughter and a wife that's very active in sports, and I coached the soccer team through the Y this year for her. So we'll continue to do that and then get in there and just exercise, stay healthy.
The expected completion date of the new YMCA in Hamburg is set for fall of next year. In Lexington, Rebecca Smith, WKYT.
It's estimated the project will cost $20 million to complete. The Urban County Council will meet tonight to approve the budget.
This summer, up to 40 food truck vendors will operate in Lexington, making it the biggest season yet for these mobile food sellers. In a story we're working on for WKYT tonight at 6, the menu is diverse and in many cases gourmet. That has customers lining up to sample food and drink of all kinds. The food truck business has exploded in Lexington, and the health department, which inspects these trucks, trailers, and temporary carts, admit they're stretched pretty thin to try and keep up.
We really don't have enough staff to be able to cover everything and do our daily jobs. So we want to make sure that we try to cover every food truck that we can and that we notice. But can one fall through the cracks? It's a possibility.
So this, in a perfect world, you could use how many more food inspectors?
In a perfect world, we could use a few more food inspectors and a little bit more overtime.
Health inspectors can shut down a food truck if necessary. Tonight at 6, our camera follows the inspectors to see what they look for, what it takes to shut down a food truck when they do it, and why food truck popularity has become a challenge for the inspectors.
This weekend, you can take Dad out to the ballpark for his special day.
Sounds like a home run. Our Deanne Stevens is out and about at Whitaker Bank Ballpark with details on the Father's Day fun. Hey, Deanne.
Hey, good afternoon, guys. From Whitaker Bank Ballpark, I'm getting all kinds of baseball lingo straight here. This is what's about to happen. They are pulling the tarp. Is that right, Andy Shea? Pulling the tarp, getting the field ready for like 3 games happening here this weekend. We don't want you to miss out on them because there's all kinds of family fun for you to participate in as well. Andy Shea with us. Andy, you got your team out here, a few guys, warming up for a huge weekend this weekend.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, and this finishes off the first half for us. So then the way that it works in our league, I mean, after this weekend, we go back to 0-0. So they want to finish this half off on a strong note. We've been really hot the last 6 weeks or so. So going into the second half, we're looking forward to it.
You got some all-stars on your team, too. Talk a bit about that.
We've got 6 all-stars, pitchers, position players. I mean, the team, slow start, but really picked it up, and I'm looking forward to the second half of the season.
Okay, what's in store for this weekend? We got fireworks and what else?
Fireworks, fireworks, and fireworks. And then we've got our Go Red night with the American Heart Association. We've got
one night that it's okay to wear red.
Yes, there we go. I've learned my lesson. And Lexington Clinic night, and then we've got our Kids Club on Sunday.
Okay, and Kids Club includes what?
Well, if you have a Kids Club membership, you get a free ticket, and then you get to run the bases at the end of the game.
So because we're halfway through, is it too late for folks to get tickets to activities like this?
Nope. LexingtonLegends.com, at the box office, call in the box office, whatever's easiest.
All right, come be a part of the fun and cheer our Lexington Legends on 3 games this weekend happening right here at Whitaker Bank Ballpark. I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Deanne. Hear from some of season 17's Big Brother contestants, and Madonna recruits A-listers for her new music video.
Suzanne Marquez has today's Eye on Entertainment.
Madonna's latest video features cameos from Beyoncé, Katy Perry, and Miley Cyrus. The video was first released on Jay-Z's streaming service Tidal. The Material Girl kicks off her North American tour in Montreal this September. The Big Brother house is getting ready to welcome guests for season 17. This time, the house is all about transparency, with a new second-floor bridge made of plexiglass. 14 contestants are competing for the $500,000 grand prize.
If I have to lie, cheat, and steal, I'm going to have to lie, cheat, and steal in order to win. It's Big Brother.
They're going to be looking at me like, Jason's here just to be like the comic relief, but really I'm going to be in the background plotting everyone's demise.
You can catch the 2-night special premiere June 24th and 25th on CBS. Stephen Colbert jumped on a comic opportunity and spoofed Donald Trump's presidential campaign announcement and his comb-over.
Think of a card. Is this your card?
Colbert playfully announced he is still on tap to host The Late Show starting September 8th. And that's your Eye on Entertainment. Suzanne Marquez, CBS News, Studio City, California.
We've been tracking some strong and even severe storms, and a new thunderstorm watch has just been issued.
It's a very busy afternoon, and the man who's watching over all of that, meteorologist Jim Caldwell. Jim, what's the latest?
Yeah, it's been pretty active out there, guys. We've been tracking rounds of showers and thunderstorms for a while now, and warnings that have been going out. Now we're just getting to the watch point, which is a little late in the game to be joining that. But just to our north, including a couple of our counties, a severe thunderstorm watch has been issued, and it runs through 11 o'clock tonight. You can see all the areas highlighted from Owen County all the way back around to Lawrence County. So that's a severe thunderstorm watch, and it includes, as you see there, a big chunk of Ohio as well. The only active severe thunderstorm warning that we have now is just about to completely clear out of Magoffin County and getting more so into Floyd County, but it still runs to about 5 o'clock, so we've got a little bit of time left on that warning. Expect more showers and thunderstorms to develop here as we head through the rest of the evening, as we've got a scattering of thunderstorms that are just out to our southwest, and they will likely punch right on into our area here in the coming hours. I'll be tracking, of course, all of those showers and thunderstorms on Kentucky's most powerful live Doppler. That is Defender, and Defender, again, has been pretty active through the day today. There you see the watch, and here you see Defender itself. Look at this area out to our west. Severe thunderstorm warnings have been going up for this area as well. It's lifting toward us, and there's plenty of energy in between that and Lexington, because Lexington, basically right around us, that was the point of origin earlier, a line, just basically an invisible line in the atmosphere that goes to our south and east and off to our north, where the showers and thunderstorms were developing. So plenty of energy to feed those thunderstorms.
Thank you, Jim. A big flop, an unusual professor, and a dog adopts kittens. It's the video that will have you talking. Take a look at this.
It's a contest where being a big flop can win you big bucks. Contestants belly up to try to win scholarships at the 2014 Water World Water Park Belly Flop Splashdown in Colorado. Students climb onto the diving board and take huge flying leaps into the pool, hoping to make the biggest splash. Water World Water Park, along with other sponsors, pool their resources to provide $4,500 in scholarships, so it's all for a good cause.
Fun way to pay for college.
Yeah.
The University of Cambridge is looking for a Lego professor. The centuries-old British school has teamed up with the Lego Foundation to launch a new research center focused on play and education, development, and learning. The foundation has similar ties with MIT and Tsinghua University in China. The Lego guru will lead the center and will likely need to be passionate about playing with Legos and childhood education. The Lego Foundation is paid for by Lego Group that manufactures and sells the popular toy. My son may now have a new job that he wants to be when he grows up, a Lego professor.
There you go, the CEO of the whole thing. A Texas family's dog that's never had puppies has become a mom to a litter of kittens. The McCorkle family found the kittens while clearing their yard and took them in. Little did they know that Coco would become the litter's caregiver.
Ever since today, we found out that she was producing milk, and then she started feeding them and caring for them.
The McCorkles plan on keeping the kittens until they are weaned off of Coco. So, dog loving some kittens, taking care of them.
They can just get along.
Yes.
We continue to track strong storms on the First Alert Defender. That and more next on WKYT News at 5.